Welcome back to another video. In this one, we're going to talk about how to use power windows inside DaVinci Resolve. It basically allows you to do advanced masking, and it can really come in handy. And if you're new here, we have over 200 videography related videos, so lots of content for you to learn from. And if you want to know any of the music or the gear we use to make our videos, all links are in the description. Let's jump in. All right, with Resolve open, I have a clip loaded into the timeline on the edit page. And to get access to the masking, or what DaVinci Resolve calls power windows, you have to go over to the color page. And then if we look at all the different symbols here for the different things we can add to the clip or change with the clip, you'll notice that this one right here looks a lot like masking does in any other program, and that's because it is literally a mask. They call it a window, but make no mistake, it is literally just a mask. And that allows us to isolate areas of our clip and then make changes to only those isolated areas. For example, we can make a mask around the face, like I'll show you in a second, and then make changes to just the face or just the background. You can add as many windows as you'd like, and each one can be changed to taste. To get started, we will right-click our footage, go to Add Node, and then we will add a parallel node. This way, any of the windows that we create can be controlled by this node, leaving our original node from our footage intact. This way of editing is considered to be non-destructive, where you can easily change things and isolate what you need. Whereas if you were to do everything on one node, that is called destructive editing. And while it works, it's not too great because it can get messy, especially if you're working with other editors, and overall it's just harder to do things, and it can also limit you in terms of the total effects and changes that you can do. So with our bottom parallel node selected, we will click on the window, and then we'll have some preset shapes that we can choose for our window. Since a face is more round than square, we will choose the circle. Then from there, we will drag it to approximately the middle of where the face is. And if this is your first time working with power windows in Resolve, it can be a little bit confusing because there's a lot of different options here, but I'll walk you through them. This little line in the middle right at the top allows you to rotate. And then these four inner dots allow you to change the shape like this. And then we'll use the rotate one. And then the outside one is your feather. This is sort of like the blending of softness from nothing to 100%, or if you have it inverted, it'll be from nothing on this side, on the inside of your mask, to 100% on the outside. And doing it this way with a decent amount of feather allows it to transition from over quite a bit of distance as opposed to just ending on a sharp edge. Then from there, since we are working with footage and nothing is really stationary when you're working with people, they tend to move subtly, even though, in this shot, I'm just sitting at a desk. Let's track the window so that it auto follows the head. So we'll go over to the track symbol. And then since we're at the beginning of the timeline, we can just hit forward. But if you were somewhere else in the timeline, you can hit the double arrow to go forwards and backwards. So we'll hit forward to track it, and you can see what it's doing. As you can see, it did a pretty great job. If you did have to make a change, let's say on this frame here, you could go over to the frame, make your adjustment, and then track forward again for the rest. Like this one, for example, it's not too good, so I'm going to hit frame. I'm going to make my adjustment. And then retrack forward. Okay, and then I found that once I rotate my head to about there, it goes off again, so I'm going to move it back and retrack again. Okay, and we can go maybe even here again earlier on. And for the purposes of this tutorial, that is more than good, but you can refine it as much as you need based on the footage you're working with. Now that that's done, we'll go back to the tracker area. You can kind of see what it's doing here, but if you want to see it in your frame, you can go up to this button up here. Let's click that. That shows you the highlight of this section. showing you exactly what we've selected in our window. Okay, we'll turn that back off. Let's click our footage, right click, we'll add one more parallel node. And then we'll go to the first one, and then we can go to edit copy or Control C or Command C on the Mac. Then click our other one and paste or Command V or Control V on the PC. This way we have two identical nodes. Each one has the exact same tracking and the same window. But on the second one, now we will invert it. And then you can see that now we have the background and the body isolated, and then in the top node, it is just the face. And now that we have the two nodes, we can begin doing some color correction or color grading. And you can see how you could continue to do this with all the different elements, such as the eyes, or just a specific part in the background, and get some pretty great results and isolate and make changes exactly in the way that you want. Okay, so with our gamma, we will introduce a little bit more skin tone orange. Some gain. And then we'll also shift it a little more to the left. And if you click the number on the node, it will cycle it off and on. So you can see that's where we started and that's where we are now. And then now we'll go to the background and we'll do things in the opposite direction. We'll make it more blue. Maybe we'll add some more contrast. Okay, and then you can see we haven't affected the neck yet, so we'll go to our face node and we will simply add another one. Okay, and now we have the full face and the neck being selected, which of course looks a lot better. Also, at any point, if you don't want to see the window guides, you can go down here and click off. Or if you want to get very specific on color correcting the face, since we do have it already isolated, we can go to the graphs and then change it to the vector scope. And then from there, make changes on your actual skin line. Now, I do have a tutorial on this already to get better skin tones in Resolve, so you can check that out if you want a more in-depth look at using the vector scope. And keep in mind, when you're working with the parallel node, just like any other node, once you have it selected, you can use the curves, the color slice, the warper, or even the qualifier to make some custom selections and changes. And if you want to see a full before and after, you can go up to the bypass button. This is before we made any changes, and then this is after. So you can see most of the changes were done to the face, and there was only a subtle change done to everywhere else. So you can imagine how effective this can be, especially if you're working on like beauty style shots where the face is much closer to the camera, the eyes are a lot bigger, and then you can make, custom windows for each eye. You could add far more saturation and clarity, make the whites really white, and really take it from a basic dull shot to a very professionally made, color corrected and graded final product. All right, that's it for this video on how to work with power windows inside DaVinci Resolve. It's a very powerful tool and it can come in handy. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to see more videos from us in the future. And if you want to know any of the music or the gear we use to make our videos, all links are in the description. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.